So yesterday I did a chain adjustment on the bike and posted the results on the Facebook page, but unanimously everybody said that the chain was far too tight. So I'm going to readjust the chain again, and I've made a simplified measuring stick, and I'm just going to go through the process on video for adjusting the chain, and hopefully it might help one or two others. So firstly, let's have a look at where the tension is now on the chain. So here you can see the simplified measuring stick that I've made. I've just attached it up here to the swing arm, and when I depress the chain there, you can see it's on about 60 millimeters, and when I lift up it goes to about 45. So there's only about 15 millimeters of slack in the chain, and there should be between 28 and 38. So I'm going to have to release that and put some more slack in. This is just a photocopy strip of a material measuring tape, and I've then stuck it to a piece of thick cardboard, so it's nice and light, and just attaches there with some blue tack to the swing arm. So that's where we are at the moment, and hopefully in a few minutes we'll see the difference as we get the tension right. So you can see here on the rear wheel that we have this 17mm bolt, and we're just going to turn that anti-clockwise and release it about 4 turns so that the pressure comes off this clamping joint here. You might be able to see where my finger is, just a little gap there between the top and the bottom, which is creating a clamp, and that clamp is applying pressure to the adjusting ring just to the left of that bolt. So we're going to turn this with a 17mm wrench. So that should have released the pressure here, and now we're going to get the specialised tool that fits onto the adjustment ring. I'm just going to try and point it out. It's probably not the best lighting, but here, this is where the thin chain adjustment ring is. So to slacken it, we turn this ring clockwise, and to put more tension in the chain we turn it anti-clockwise. So this one on the right, this is the tool that comes with the Triumph toolkit. You can see the handle, not very long, more difficult to get any applied pressure onto the adjustment ring. This is the one that you can get off eBay, much longer handle. The metal itself a lot tougher, and also it's slightly thicker than the one that you get from Triumph with the toolkit. So this makes it far easier to get a good solid location onto the adjustment ring to make the chain adjustment. So that's what we're going to do now. You'll notice the bike is on the side stand. I've just positioned the centre stand and pulled it down to give me more access for measuring the chain, but both wheels are grounded, which is the correct way to change and adjust the chain tension, because we're getting some pressure from the tyre being on the ground through into the suspension, which is giving it a more realistic feel as to how the chain would be acting when actually riding the bike. So there should be that pressure on the wheel and the suspension when adjusting the chain tension. So my chain needs to be slacker, so I'm going to be turning the adjustment wheel clockwise. I need to locate this tooth here into the appropriate slot on the adjustment wheel. It can be quite tricky, and you just need to make sure that you get a good seating. There. Now you only need to move it slightly to get some difference in the chain itself. So we're looking for kind of only 1/4 inch movements. I don't know what that's in new money. 1/4 inch, probably about 6 mil. So just small movements, and then check where we are on the chain. So I've just positioned my measuring stick halfway between the front and the rear sprocket. I'm just going to depress the chain a little. That takes it down to 70. I'm going to lift it up. That takes it to about 40. So 70, 40, without putting too much pressure when lifting. So that's at 30, and the tolerance is between 28 and 38. So that should give a little bit of leeway for any stretch in the chain over the summer biking season. When I press up, it's not quite touching the swing arm. There's still just a few millimetre gap there. So I'm going to leave that about 30, 31, and I think that will be alright. What you shouldn't forget is to retighten the 17mm clamping bolt. That would be a disaster if you forgot to tighten that back up and went back on the road. Nice and snug. That's it, should be ready to go.